Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the build of the week in the Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road content. So basically we're going to be taking a look at how the Planet Namek Saga team performs in the Esbr or Esbr, and in this case it's Esbr. There is a Planet Namek Super Battle Road stage. You could use the Planet Namek team for a variety of stages, but I wanted to specifically use the Superclass team for a couple reasons. One, I think the Superclass team compared to the Extreme side of Planet Namek Saga needs a lot of work. The Extreme side of Planet Namek Saga is very fortunate in that it has a very good, synergistic, strong team that has some powerful banner units and a fantastic lead in the form of Captain Ginyu. So yeah, I didn't really want to try and highlight them. I think everyone knows what they're about. If you've watched the Red Zone version of this video, or if you've just watched a lot of my Red Zone videos, or just watched any of my videos about the, like Captain Ginyu team, you'll know that they are a very strong team. So instead I wanted to kind of focus on the, super class side of things, because the Superclass side of things is different. The team is, I don't want to say bad, but it does need some work, and it is missing some crucial components, which I think are important in the long run when you want to consider how you can make this team really good and really functional in the long run, which I think is very, very important. So yeah, I think, for me especially, when I look at the super team, a couple of things stand out to me. The first is that there's not really a huge amount of first slot tanks. So the one thing the Ginyu Force has is it has a very powerful first slot tank in the form of the Rikumen Gildo. The Superclass team does not have this. The closest thing they have is Nail, who is very good, but requires a Piccolo, and the Namek Saga Piccolo is not the best unit. He's not bad in any way, shape or form, but he's just not the best unit. He's not a unit that, inspires huge confidence. He doesn't really make me, filled with, confidence in terms of, team progression. He's a pretty good, unit in terms of his support and his healing capabilities, but he takes a little while to get his defense going, and even at a rainbow level his defense isn't enough for the top tier of games or of hard content. Goku, the LR Super Saiyan Goku, is very, very good. He does a lot. He hits very hard, especially against extreme class units. If you have him with dupes, he can very quickly build up his defense, which I think is very, very good. He, is pretty solid as a leader skill, although obviously not for the Planet Namek Saga. Yeah, he's pretty good. The Strength Super Saiyan Goku as well, for a very similar reason, is pretty much the same as well. Super duper solid unit with a lot going on. Great tank. Obviously he's got his transformation, he's got his rage mode. He's got quite a lot that's pretty good, and the rage mode is actually incredibly useful in a ton of content. So he's very useful in the harder content. He activates his transformation very, very simply. So yeah, he looks pretty good. I like him a lot, actually. Then we have Krillin and Gohan, the LR. They are very good as a second slot tank. A lot of these units are great second slot tanks, and this does, to a certain degree, kind of limit the team itself. So there is a certain limitation to this team and how it can function, because the big issue that it has realistically as a team is that for the most part a lot of its units excel after they super. So it's not that they're bad defensively, it's just that they excel after they super. Int Vegeta Goku exchange unit is a prime example of that. They're super strong defensively after super, They have a revive skill, they do great damage, they're still a fantastic unit. They just, not great in that first slot because they lose a lot of defense. Same with Krillin and Gohan, same with the Strength Goku, same with the Int Goku to a certain extent. So this team needs a, needs a first tank slot, or a first slot tank. And Nail is a very, very, very close to what we need kind of unit, but he does lack one, the stats, like an easier will help him tremendously, but also he does need a Piccolo on the team, and currently the best Piccolo for the Namek Saga is the Tech Piccolo, who again isn't bad, but he just lacks a real top level defense. Like, he takes a couple turns to get there, and even then his defense is what I would consider decent, more so than anything else. It's not crazy big, it's not super high, it's just decent. So that is one thing, but he does do a lot more than that. The Tech Piccolo, I still think, is hated on quite unfairly. I actually find him to be pretty good in content like this. I think to this level he's not great in Red Zone, I won't lie, but he's pretty good in a lot of other content because he heals, he does provide support, he does debuff the enemy, he does give ki, he does change orbs. So I think there is a lot of kind of usability with him, that I think is like very, very, very important. So I do think Piccolo has some usability, but I do think it is hindered to a certain degree, like compared to what I probably want him to have. So yeah, I think for me, Piccolo as a unit is kind of in the realm of like being really, really good at a lot of things, but not good enough to take into content consistently. Like, there's a lot you like that he does, but there's a lot that for me kind of makes it feel like he's not fully there, which I think is a bit of a shame. But at the end of the day, I still think Piccolo is a good unit, and I think this team just needs a couple more units to get it going. Like, it needs a first tank slot. I think an EZA for Nail solves this problem. I think it needs a Piccolo fused with Nail unit as well. I think that's 100% necessary. It allows us to run multiple versions or variants of Piccolo. I think we need a new Kid Gohan. I know we've got the LR, but I think we really need a new one. We need a really solid, really good unit, and I think for me, at the end of the day, I think Piccolo and I think this Namek team isn't too far off the pace. I think it's got some really premier units, but I think it just needs a little bit more to make things kind of come together. That being said, I do really like the team, functionally. I like the units, I like the vibe of them. I think animations wise they're cool, they can do work, each of them individually. I just think they're not necessarily highlighted as much as I kind of want them to be in terms of this content, in terms of all hard content. But SBR and ESBR, I think they handle more than fine. I think they are pretty good at that. I think they're just very good in general, in a lot of ways. So I for one, I'm pretty happy with the team. I just think the super side is very dependent on a couple buffs to keep it relevant. If we can get 2 or 3 really solid units for this team, I think it'll stay relevant for quite a long time into the future, at least for me. But that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But let me know your thoughts. I'll see you next time. Bye.